accreditation, security, for education and social welfare. So this conference will address this short-term and long-term challenge as policymakers prepare to shift gears to accelerate the structural transformation of the regional economic activities. But despite the COVID-19 pandemic last 2 years, we are still able, or maybe we can say we are still there to hold one-day ICSEAS in person. We believe face-to-face communication is essential for sharing research interests and exchanging ideas between the research and scholars. At the same time, we also recognize that research needs opportunities to publicly make known their findings. So we at Wenzao dedicate organize these 6 consecutive ICSEAS conferences in person with online. So you can see later, we still get an online poster. On behalf of the Department of Southeast Asia Studies, I'm pleased to welcome you to this event. I hope you will enjoy the keynote speech and insightful presentations on the some issues, topics, for instance, pandemic, politics, economy, industrial, migrant worker, international relationship, and the Thai studies lecture at this conference. I want to say all the presenters and discussants for your research have continually shed light on the geopolitics and the challenges in the contemporary Southeast Asia. So those significant findings will ensure more constructive effort for the region's sustainable development and well-being. I wish everyone a fruitful and pleasant experience during the Wenzao International Conference on Southeast Asia Studies and enjoyable stay in Kaohsiung. So next, I want to introduce our respected keynote speaker, Professor Wenzao. Professor is a distinguished professor at the Department of Political Science, Graduate Institution of the Political Economics at National Zhengong University, Pioneer City, not far away from the Kaohsiung, probably 50 kilometers northern. So Professor Song earned his bachelor degree from the Department of Sociology of National Taiwan University, and he held a master degree from the also major in sociology in the University of Georgia, United States, and finally earned his PhD degree also in sociology from University of Florida. So he's an experienced research teacher, and for me, even a mentor for many young scholars. And of course, he also is one of the pioneer research focused on the Southeast Asia studies in Taiwan. The other one is my uncle Curly, or Professor Gu. He also is one of the 4 pioneer research focused on the Southeast Asian studies in Taiwan. So he also had, Professor Song also had been visiting scholar at some prestige and well-known Southeast Asia Study Research Institute, such as Kyoto University's the ICSEAS, the Center of Southeast Asia Studies, and also in the visiting Chulalongkorn University at the Institution of Southeast Asia. So also he had been leading scholars at the College of Humanities, Arts and Social Sciences at Nanyang Technological University, Singapore. Also visiting the Boston universities. So Professor Song's current research interests including political economics, Southeast Asian studies, third development policy, and today he will give our keynote speech titled the changing political economy of Southeast Asia development in the post-COVID-19. And the subtitle is Dynamic Analysis on the stay market society model in theory and practice. So let's give applause and enjoy his insightful opinions on the topic. Welcome. Please.
Good morning, everyone. It's my pleasure and honor to be here and to present the topic just like on the screen. And also very happy to be here and I meet my good friend, Professor Hu and Ho, and some of my students from National Cheng Kung University, Department of Political Science. They also coming here and try to learn something from this conference. So it's very good opportunity to learn something from here. So today I would like to share something about the political economy, since I'm from the Institute of Political Economy, and I have been doing research on state, market, and society for at least 2 or 3 decades. Such a long time, what I have learned, but I spent a lot of effort and time try to figure out what is really the meaning of the political economy. So today I would like to share something with you. It's not the result, but it's the theory and the practice. What we can learn, especially from the COVID-19, and after the COVID-19, and what will happen, and what will be in Southeast Asian countries. So I would like to make sure that I still have 15 minutes for since now already 9:50, because I have more than 50-something slides. It's maybe for me better to go very fast pace, and I hope every one of you can follow up my pace. Okay? So I just try to use 2 or 3 hours the contents and plan into 15 minutes keynote speech. And so that's really hard, and because I would like to share a lot with all of you, especially for the younger researchers or scholars and some of graduate students, no matter you are in master or PhD. So now let's come back to look at today. I would like to discuss this topic is about the changing political economy of Southeast Asia development in the post-COVID-19. And when I look at the conference theme, it's about rising Southeast Asia. And then talking about the recovering amid uncertainty. So I try to prepare what kind of topic I can cover all, and then I can share something new and something different, but still really hard for me to try to find out one very specific issues, since that will be very different. But today I would like to share with you is very general and very important in the theory of political economy. And I try to use a very integrated framework. And I try to conduct is very comprehensive and very broad. It's very basic, fundamental, theoretical consideration, and how to apply to the subject of political economy. That's today I would like to share with you. All right? So to begin with, I would like to bring some very critical concept and a point as an important background that may be good for me to share all of you. For example, like COVID-19 breakout, okay? and facing the Sino-USA power rivalry, and China's fair and low initiative versus American Indo-Pacific strategy, especially for the Indo-Pacific economic framework, and the dynamics of state, market, society. Why we need to bring this concept together, and we will explain in detail later on. And also, we will thinking about the globalization and democracy, and also the neoliberal globalization to near-realistic regionalization and pluralism and spread globally. And also talking about the state capitalism with the developmental state. Is that still working or workable for us to think about the application possibility for Southeast Asian countries? And also, we would like to discuss about the domestic centralization versus global capitalization. And Southeast Asian states on the way to development or recession. And this is quite big for the conferencing rising Southeast Asia. Okay, so this is a very basic important point I would like to bring all into one very comprehensive framework, especially on state, market, society model, how it's changed and how it's useful for us to consider that will be okay, will be workable for you to apply. And for my presentation, the outline actually is based on this 5 parts. Part 1, development challenge in the Southeast Asia after COVID-19. And part 2, Southeast Asia is possible recovery and rise after COVID-19. That's we always saying that, well, Southeast Asia is rising. Is that really rising or not? And part 3, state market society model mechanism with development in theory and approach. And part 4, state market society model mechanism with development and policy formation in Southeast Asian countries. And the last one, final remarks and discussion. And that will be all for today's my presentation. And now let's go to part 1. And part 1, we may see, just like the subtitle, domestic, regional, and global transformation, new political and economic order emerging, especially now we are facing the COVID-19 outbreak. And then is that we already come to almost the end of COVID-19 or not? But if we look back the history, and we may see something change after World War II. Maybe the first very critical period is after World War II, especially during the Cold War. And the second one, very critical point, that maybe we can consider the end of Cold War. So we are talking about the post-Cold War. Until recently, that now we are facing is very tremendous change, especially for the impact of COVID-19. So now we already come to the very different stage. So now we are facing the international political domestic order. Now is reopening. So now we may come to the vaccine PE, political economy and development PE. Now I try to divide 2 level scale analysis. And then, first one, domestic political economy, that will be concentrated on internal impacts. So we will discuss about domestic political economy and then based on vaccine politics and policy. Also consider the pandemic control and how to control by the state. And also the country, how to facing the economic recession. We'll also try to get a recovery from COVID-19. And one very important issue is talking about the poverty. Poverty and unemployment, that is a serious challenge by most developing countries. And the other one is international political economy and concentrate on external impact. Especially now we are very familiar with the vaccine diplomacy competition. And China did One Belt and One Road initiative versus USD that we just mentioned about. And decoupling global supply chain, and also now we are facing the USA and the China trade dispute and power rivalry. Okay, so now we are facing several very basic issues. We are talking about state at bay or market in crisis. Or now we are facing the society class in resistance. And this is a very important dynamic for three aspects from these three dimensions.